what's going on, everybody? This is Cody with mprail.com. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial video on how to create a mock-up or kind of like a design, possibly for a fictional model railroad that you're doing, or maybe a realistic railroad that you have, model railroad that you have for kind of a big railroad, whether you're doing like CSX, Norfolk Southern, BNSF, Canadian, or CN, or some other short lines, or if you're doing your own fictional railroad like I am myself for M&P or Mississippi and Pennsylvania Railroad, then this might be helpful and kind of serve a little bit of a purpose for you as far as kind of creating your custom designs, or if you want to do like a heritage unit or something like that, then this will definitely serve a cool purpose for that exact thing. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, you want to go to the Trainiacs website. This website is created, and all these drawings are created by Michael. I think his last name's Eby, maybe. I'm not sure. Probably mispronouncing that, but it's right here. He does great drawings, has a ton of like modern day drawings, sketches. The one thing you want to do is click on drawings, the drawings tab here. It's got some good information on here. Definitely seems super friendly as far as like reaching out to him, stuff like that. Definitely read the terms of use. Basically, you can use these drawings for personal use. So essentially, I'm using these for my own personal model railroad, the M&P. And with that being said, probably can't use it for commercial use or anything like that. But if you're going to kind of come up with some paint schemes or use these for paint schemes for, yourself, and maybe post them on like a Facebook group or your website, like I'm probably going to post some of these designs that I've done kind of on my website as I come up with like ideas and whatnot. So you can definitely use it for that per what his terms of use states. So just definitely read over that. If you have questions about those, don't ask me. I'm not the one that have done these drawings. Definitely ask Michael, and he, I'm sure, will probably help you out with that. So what we're going to look at is the undercoated engines, either the undercoated engines or the undercoated. He has rolling stock as well. You can kind of filter by sizes, which is kind of nice. The 1/18th scale sizes are probably the larger sizes that I would technically use in some of mine, or the 1/36th kind of adds a few more into the list, but his 155 scale is definitely where everything kind of takes a hold, because he's got a lot of those in that size, which those are the earlier drawings he's worked on. And then I guess the 1/18th scale is kind of the newer ones that he's been doing. So what we're going to do, you can essentially pick a left facing or a right facing image if you want to do both. That way you can kind of get both sides of the engine or the hopper, or gondola, whatever you're doing. I'm going to download this hopper here for just the sake of this video, because the engines are maybe a little bit more complicated. If you guys want me to do a more complex deep dive into kind of how I go about doing the train engines and stuff like that, or maybe you want to see me do a train engine, or maybe kind of mock up one of my own or something, definitely let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate it. And hopefully this video will kind of be helpful and stuff for you to be able to create some cool little mock-ups, or kind of make some neat little ideas come to life. So what you do is you just click on this image or the other one, right click, you'll save this to a folder. I've already got a bunch of them saved. Here's SD60s I posted on a couple Facebook groups, my own Facebook page. Definitely check me out on Facebook, MP Railroad. Shameless plug. So what we're going to work on is covered hoppers, 2-bay, and I've already got some files in here just from playing around with them and kind of working on them and whatnot. But just to show you kind of what I do, I'm just going to grab one of these. I'm going to click and drag it into Photoshop. And once I get it into Photoshop, it's basically a GIF file. So you'll need to essentially duplicate this layer. Actually, we'll need to kind of set the layer to a different format, or the image layer. So you'll want to go up to the top, click Image, Mode, set it to RGB. It's probably checked on index. If it's a JPEG or like a PNG, you probably won't need to do this step, so just ignore it. But if it's a GIF, you may need to do this step. So Image Mode, RGB color. get that set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, drag this down. I'm going to duplicate the layer, or if you want, at this point, you should be able to duplicate layer. Right-click, duplicate layer. I'm going to trash this, and then we're going to just right-click and duplicate this again. I'm going to call this original, and then we'll turn the original off and just leave it alone. So now we're going to want to extract essentially two colors. So you're going to want to extract the blue if there's a blue background, or a different blue, or maybe there's a white. You'll just be extracting all white then. So we're going to do the blue first. So make sure your background copy is selected. We're going to go to select and color range, and then I set my fuzziness to 90 because it's kind of in the middle, so it works pretty good for these kind of things. Take your eyedropper, click on the blue. As you can see, it'll change here in this preview image. And what we're doing is essentially selecting the alpha mask that we want of the particular color to basically extract it or remove it. But we're not going to remove it. We're just going to copy and paste it. So once you've selected the blue, click OK. You'll see marching ants appear on your screen, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do now is on Windows, I'm going to hit Control X, but on a Mac, if you're on a Mac doing this on Photoshop, you'll want to do Command X. So we're going to do that. We're going to cut it. That removes the blue background. After we've done that, I'm just going to do the quick keyboard shortcut, which is Control Shift and V as in Victor, or Command Shift V on a Mac. That's going to paste it in place. If you do, let me hide this real quick. If you do just Control V or Command V, it's going to paste it. You're going to have to move it around. So I would definitely recommend just Command Shift V or Control Shift V. Click back on the white layer. We're going to go back to Select and Color Range. We're going to do this time the white color. And we're going to click OK. That's going to select all the white that's in the image, especially down here, the trucks, just anything that's white. Again, Control X or Command X, and then Control Shift V to paste it back in. Bada boom, bada bing. I'm going to grab that layer, drag it down to put it on the bottommost. This is your black lines. Don't remove this or delete that because you want that. This could be sky or background or whatever you want to call it. I'll grab both of these layers by control clicking on sky and then control click black lines, and then I'll hit Control G on my keyboard or Command G to group. I will name this top layer. Do not delete. And you can also right click on the eyeball and select red if you want, and then even lock it if you want to. That way you know for a fact you can't move it. It won't let you move it. You can't even it actually gives you a blocker symbol, and you can't even click on it to edit it. So let's go into customizing the layers themselves. I'm going to grab the magic wand tool or click W on your keyboard. And to select, you just left click on the areas. Make sure you're on the, let's call this base layer. Make sure you're on that base layer. I just renamed it. And you can click around on the white areas and get, kind of the stuff you want. If you want to multi-select, hold in Shift and Shift on the Mac too, I think. And you'll get a little plus symbol on your icon, and you can select a bunch. If you want to remove some, hit Alt on the Windows keyboard. I think it's Option on a Mac, and then you'll click again to remove. So let's say I have a bunch of those selected, or I have just one selected, and I want to unselect everything. Hit Control D or Command D on a Mac, and that will unselect everything. Adding colors. So what I want to do is I want to add just a full color for the entire thing, because most of these cars are not white. So let's go down to this little icon. Sorry, that was really fast. Let's go down to this icon here. This is our color additive, where you can add colors, gradients, patterns, all kinds of different stuff. We're just going to click on that solid color, and we're going to kind of give it a kind of a light gray here. It's what probably most hoppers are, and I'm going to call this base color. And then from that, we're going to select on the base white layer again. I'm going to come in here, zoom in a little bit, hold in Alt and scroll mouse wheel down, mouse wheel up, zooms out. And then I'm going to just hold in Shift now, and that way I can just go ahead and click. And if you want to fast zoom like I just did there, hold in Control Shift and then move your mouse wheel left or right, and you'll zip along really quick. I think you do Alt. Is it Alt? Oh, it's just Shift will go up and down really fast. So I'm shift clicking to make sure I get these blocks added in here. Okay, so we have shift clicked those. So now we just want to add just a normal color. I've got some colors in my CC library if it'll load. I'll go ahead and kind of pre-select the color just by clicking on it. If you want, you could also do the same thing over here by, selecting a color, but I'm going to use this yellow. I'm going to close out of that, and then we're going to come back down here again. You're going to be clicking on this a lot and clicking solid layer a good bit. So as you can see, the color has already been added in there. We'll click OK, and what's going on here? The yellow is not showing through. It's because basically the order of the layers matter. So if we come over here, look at the layers, you see the new color fill that we added. You want to click, bring that above, boom, color's there. Basically what's going on with this, just kind of a quick little overview, is you have a alpha layer that is basically whatever's your selection. If you don't do a selection, it's all white and everything gets colored. If you pre-select something, even if it's like a little area, like say, oh, I just want to color this little hazard sign, and I'll click that, go to solid color again, and let's say we want it to be red. And basically, it'll select that area and say, okay, you want to color this area? Well, I'm going to make everything else black and just color this in essentially white on the alpha mat, and then that's going to just bring in the color from this layer. So I'm going to delete that real quick just by hitting delete on the keyboard. So that's basically coloring. You can do that with a lot of other things. If you want to put a line in or design by like using, let's hit P to get the pen tool, a new basic layer, and you want to grab your pen tool, put on some cool swooshy swoosh design or something like that. Bring it back, and then we're going to put another swoosh in, scroll over here, and then we're going to click way over here and kind of put in another swoosh. We're going to bring this back around, select it, and then what I do from here, if you're using the pen tool, is I'll still create a new solid color. This time it'll kind of do it a little bit differently. It'll put it in kind of a different color fill, I guess. If you don't want to do that and you kind of want it to be the same, what I'll do is essentially, I'll just do the color, solid color, select the color, and then once it does that, I'll hit escape a couple times to click out, control click it, and then you can do the solid color again. And then that way, remove that one under it, and that way if you want to go in here, then we can go into the coloring. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our brush tool, hitting B, and since these are kind of pixelated drawings, I would recommend clicking, pressing, and holding with your left mouse button over here. Normally you'll probably have the brush tool, which I've got like a crazy brush selected right now, but click and hold that and click the pencil tool. That's going to have kind of jagged edges, which will go good with this type of drawing. And it just works good, with working on edges and so on and so forth. So if we wanted to add some color to this, say we wanted this whole right side here to be colored, I'm going to increase my brush size by clicking on the right bracket. You can also do left bracket to decrease, but the right bracket will do, make it nice and big, and then I'm just going to click and hold with shift so it draws in a straight line. As you can see, I'm going up here and it's not going up top or anything like that. I'm just going to click, hold shift, and then drag over, and that'll paint everything. And just like that, we've got part of the car done. Cool. So, let's go ahead and just finish off the bottom part of this car. Doesn't really matter. So if we want to get rid of some of this stuff, like say we don't want a lot of the wheels to be yellow, you'll hit X on your keyboard, and as you can see over here, my colors will flip back and forth. So that's basically the alpha layer colors. So if I want to remove stuff and I have a full black layer, then obviously I need to add more black to make things disappear. So bada boom, bada bing, and the yellow is gone. So basically you can do that quickly on here to add color just like so, or if I hit Control Z, it'll kind of remove it. But also if I want to remove color, I can do that as well. So cool way to kind of quickly draw up some stuff. I'm going to add a logo. So I I did download the BNSF logo. I'm going to open that in here. I highly recommend getting the SVG, which is a scalable vector graphic. I call it basically a scalable vector file because it's a file, but with just a scalable vector, basically image or graphic that's in it. And these I could, make this really small, or I could make it, 1200 pixels, and you don't lose definition inside of the graphic itself. So I'm going to grab the move tool or hit V on your keyboard, click and drag it over to this layer, drop it in. I'm going to hit Control T to transform. I'm going to grab a edge and I'm going to drag it down. Bada boom. Hit enter to place it. And there you go. We got a graphic in. So that's if you download a graphic or something from the internet or something like that. Again, if you guys want me to do kind of a more in-depth video on cutting out logos, or maybe even going into Illustrator and creating some logos, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely do it. I would love to do that and maybe show you guys another video if you're interested. It's a very cool process. I thoroughly enjoy that, thoroughly enjoy sharing things. So definitely let me know. So quickly, I'm going to remove that logo just by hitting delete. I'm going to go to the text tool. I'm going to go over here. We're going to put in our reporting mark, MRR. I'm going to change this to, do I want to do, let's do, what was the discount? There it is. Whoops. Nope. Discount. Got this new font that I like and I want to use. Whoops, I didn't select the font. Make sure you have the font selected, Control A, and then we'll go discount. And I'm just going to use, I guess, black for that. It's 36 point. You can click and drag on the T to make it a little bit bigger. That's probably too big. Leave it there like that. That's probably okay. So we'll do this. I'm going to right click on that layer, duplicate that layer, click, hold shift, drag down. And then I'm going to double click on that layer again. Let's do, 163,942 will be its road number. 163,163,942. And I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller, not like crazy small. I just don't want the number to be insanely huge. All right, cool. So there's that. I'm going to show you real quick. So if I wanted to add my MP Rail logo, I'm going to go into my Creative Cloud. I've got all my files in here. Colors for the trains, which I'll probably be adding more of those since I'm kind of just starting this. Logos for the MP Rail. I got my MP Rail main colors. I've got the train painting colors for this program or for using, on these sketches. And then some other company logos and stuff that I've used, on the website or maybe in tutorial videos, etc. So I'm going to close out of the library. Basically the same thing with the library. Control T, drag it down. That looks cool. Just going to leave it like that. It's kind of neat, something different, I guess. If I want, I could probably duplicate this layer. I'm going to leave this on top. I'm not going to rename it for the sake of the tutorial and moving quick. Gonna just hold in shift and use the arrow keys to kind of move it around a little bit. You probably didn't really see that, or if you did, congrats. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm gonna grab a different color. We're gonna use a green stripe, and as you can see, I've put the layer behind. If it was over top, it would look like that, but I'm gonna put it behind, and I want just a nice little pinstripe like that to kind of just caress the edge. So just kind of give it a little more pop, a little more detail. And you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to bring it down below that. We're going to do black, and I'm just going to do shift up once, shift left once. Now we'll go shift back. And now I'll just use, without shift, individual keys to just give it a finer kind of line. Again, these are mock-ups. You can do these, come up with cool ideas for stuff that you want to do. They don't have to be exact. Just make it fun and cool. So that's pretty much it for this. You would go about doing this for the trucks and all the details, the hoses, the ladders, the ladder bars, catwalks, anything that you want to kind of change color, add to. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. I'm trying to get it well under 30 minutes, and I think I'm at 20 minutes and probably not going to edit it very much. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave any feedback down below if you guys want to see a longer tutorial video on like an actual like step-by-step process, a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical, and maybe doing some research and grabbing some images and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments. Would definitely enjoy maybe doing a video like that, but definitely want to get your guys' feedback. So also, let me interject here just a little bit. On Windows, it's Alt-Control-S to save the file, and you'll definitely want to save it as either a JPEG image or a PNG image if you're going to use it on websites, probably like a JPEG image. But that's going to save it as a rastered flat image, so you're going to lose all of these layers and all of your work that you've done. So definitely make sure you save it as a Photoshop or whatever editing program that you're using. Save it as like that editing program's main file. So for me, it's Photoshop, so I save it as a PSD file. As you can see, I've already saved this one here, but I'm going to save this one because this is kind of a cool one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, check out Facebook page, MP Railroad. Check me out on my website, mprail.com. That's it for this one, and we'll catch you in the next one. Go play with some model trains, guys. Have a good one.